morning. How are you today? It's good to see you. Well, I'm sitting around listening to a very interesting conversation. Let me tell you, Andrew, all these bears, they're sitting here and they're talking to each other. And I was listening in, and Andrew was saying that he was sorry. He felt very badly because he felt that he wasn't including his friends in some games that he was playing. And they were very sad. And he could tell they were sad. And he thought about, I wonder why they're so sad. And they told him, well, we feel like you haven't been including us, in your videos and the stories that you get to tell. And Andrew said, well, I'm so sorry because I love you and I wouldn't ever do anything to hurt you. Have you ever had a time like that where you felt sorry for something that you did that that it hurt other people, it made them feel sad? Let's stop and think about that. Maybe it was at home with a brother or a sister or your mom or dad. Maybe, you didn't include your brother and sister, or you didn't listen to mom and dad and it made them feel sad. Or maybe it was something that even happened at school. Maybe your teacher is asking you to do something that you should do and you choose not to do it. And it makes her feel sad or him feel sad. It also makes the other people in the classroom feel sad. So we have to think about what we can do to make it better. And there's two wonderful words that we can say that we have to mean from our heart. And what do we say? I'm sorry. I'm sorry are the best two words that you could say to show someone that you love them, that when you hurt them. So everybody's happy right now because they feel better, they understand. And Andrew said, you know what, I'm going to make sure that I take the action of including you more, because we can say we're sorry, but then we have to show them, or we have to show people that we're going to do better. So I thought of a little story that we could all say and learn from today. And it's an Old Testament story. So it goes back to the time before Jesus was born. And it has to do with a big fish and a man named Jonah. And Jonah didn't listen to God. And then some bad things started to happen. Then he took some time to think about it and ultimately say that he was sorry and he did what God wanted him to do. So you're going to hear the story called The Very Smelly Belly. But first, how about a song with our friends? Here they are. There's a lot of them. And let's all sing, I've got peace like a river, love like an ocean, and joy like a fountain. And that comes from loving one another. The Very Smelly Belly, the story of Jonah and the whale. Jonah slowly opened his eyes and tried to figure out where he was. He could hear the sound of gurgling, bubbling water. He could feel something slimy, slippery, and wet under his feet. But it was so dark that he could not see a thing. And what was that smell? It had to be the most disgusting, nasty, horrible, fishy smell that Jonah had ever smelled. Where on earth was he? Was he in a cave? No. Was he in a hole? No. He was in a great big fish. Then Jonah remembered. Hadn't God asked Jonah to go to Nineveh, that horrible town, to give the people a message? Hadn't Jonah said no? Hadn't Jonah instead run away from God and got on board a ship? And then there was this big storm. Hadn't Jonah jumped overboard? Oh, yes, Jonah remembered now. He fell with an enormous plop into the deep, dark, cold water. And then that huge mouth came toward him, swallowing him whole. He was in a great big fish. What should Jonah do now? Jonah decided he would pray. Jonah wobbled to his knees, held his nose, and he prayed. Thank you, God, for sending this big fish to rescue me. Thank you for listening to my prayers. I know, God, you can hear me, even though I am in the belly of a fish. Thank you, God, for showing me what I should do when you asked me to go to Nineveh and take your message to the people. Jonah stopped. The smelly belly started to rumble and quake. Suddenly, the fish gave an enormous hiccup. Jonah was catapulted out through the fish's mouth, did several flying somersaults, and landed upside down on a beach. Jonah got up, brushed the sand from his knees, peeled away the seaweed that was wrapped around his head, and set off for Nineveh. Your love letter from God. Dear child, poor Jonah inside a big fish really is a horrible place to be. I am so glad Jonah prayed to me. So I have a question for you. Do you think I can hear a prayer that you whisper? Or what about one that you could say in your head? Do you think I can hear a prayer that you say at a noisy party or in a swimming pool? The answer is yes, I can. I can always hear your prayers. So keep praying to me wherever you are, wherever you are doing. I am listening to your prayers, even if you end up in a big fish. Love always, God.